This new chip is going to be powering that S27 Pro. The Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 6 Pro leaks. Now, this is not going to blow your socks off. You know how every year, or at least for the last 3 or 4 years, whenever we get the new gen flagship CPU, especially from Qualcomm, we're like, holy crap, it's blowing away. Just last year's uh, uh, top of the line CPU. They continually every year they just big time leapfrog performance gains, performance gains. This year, a different story, but don't be fooled. So, a new link suggests Qualcomm's upcoming Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 6 Pro. Again, changing the names on us again, and again. Shit is confusing. So sometimes I'll be stumbling over my words because I can't remember all the freaking names that are going through my head, which one to pick. This new Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 6 Pro expected in September may offer modest CPU gains of just under about 20% over the current Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, despite its new smaller 2 nanometer process node, indicating potential practical limits for smartphone CPUs with thermal constraints. Now, instead of prioritizing CPU performance, the chip is rumored to heavily focus on GPU and AI enhancements, featuring a brand new, newly redesigned Adreno A850 GPU. It's got increased cache and support for faster LPDDR6 RAM, aiming for noticeable improvements. You're going to see big improvements, not notable improvements. You're going to see big performance gains when it comes to the GPU. That's where they're going to hit you with the big gains. Again, 18 to 19% better than our current one. But when it comes to the GPU, that's where you're going to see huge improvements. So it's going to be perfect for gaming. It's going to be perfect for any AI tasks that you have. If you're a gamer, if you edit videos on your phone, like me, you're going to love this chip. And it's going to be better on heat and efficiency. It's going to be on a smaller 2 nanometer. Remember, this current one is on a 3 nanometer. So it's going to be more efficient. It's just going to run awesome. Now, this new 8 Elite Gen 6 Pro looks like they're going to adopt the 2 plus 3 plus 3 CPU core configuration for better efficiency and sustained performance, a strategy similar to MediaTek's upcoming Dimensity 9600. Now, it's suggesting a trend towards prioritizing graphics and AI in future high-end flagship smartphones and their chips. It's interesting because the MediaTek Dimensity 9600 CPU is moving to a 2 nanometer. That's where all the latest and greatest is headed. And they have a 2 plus 3 plus 3 CPU core configuration, MediaTek, and it looks like Qualcomm's going to do that same configuration on their Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 6 Pro. Why that matters, I don't know. They're the experts. I look, if it works out for them, it works out for me. So I couldn't tell you why, just to be honest with you. But that looks like the route to go. So this will be in the all upcoming future flagship phones, and I cannot wait to get my hands on that. I'm still let's say about a year away. It is going to launch in September. The interesting thing is Snapdragon always comes out. Well, not always. I think it was right around December last year with the S25 Ultra. They launched theirs in September, and remember the OnePlus 13 had the very first phone with the Snapdragon 8 Elite, and the OnePlus 15 this year was the very first phone with the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. Now, could there be a OnePlus 16? I think so. The OnePlus is not officially dead, but it's only going to be released in China. And if you still want to get it, I wouldn't recommend it because there's no Oxygen OS version, and the bands, the 5G bands, probably not going to work here that great. So, but I was trying to think. So I wonder what's going to be the first phone with the new Snapdragon CPU. If OnePlus always used to have it, I think Xiaomi if I'm not mistaken, they always have one of the very first phones with the latest upcoming Snapdragon CPU, but it's not released globally, I don't think. Um, it'll be interesting. It could be the OnePlus 16, right? Um, but it would be just released in China, sort of like Xiaomi. So I guess the very next device that we would get it in is probably the S27 series. Now, probably gonna have to wait till February to, good, what, 10 or 11 months till that comes out. So it's gonna be a while, but if you like this stuff like I do, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna, as soon as we get updates every couple of months leading up to the launch of this, we'll definitely, I'm sure they're gonna leak out benchmark results, testing results from this, and I can't wait to see what they have up their sleeves. Yeah. What is going on? Why is there a MacBook Neo on the screen? Are you thinking about getting one? The answer would be no. I was just saying, Apple find, maybe you missed the story. Apple finds themselves in a very good problem to have, in a dilemma. As popular as the MacBook Neo is and or was, they've run out of chips. They've sold so many MacBook Neos, they don't have any more CPUs. Remember, they're using that A18 Pro CPU from the iPhone 16. They had a ton of them, millions of them, in the warehouse. Had to get rid of them. So somebody in Apple had a great idea. Let's throw them in a MacBook. It should be able to run everything. What do you know? It did, and they sold them, and they sold a lot of them. Now, what they're going to have to do is go back to TSMC and say, hey, remember those A18 Pros you made for us a couple years ago? Yeah, we need like 20 million more. So they're going to have to pay full price this time, which I said, if you were thinking about getting a MacBook Neo, like, for yourself, child going to college, high school, whatever, and let's just say you're thinking about getting one in 6 months. I'll get one when my daughter, starts school for the fall semester. I'll just get her a new MacBook then. I would do it now, because I was saying that's going to jack the price up. If Apple has to pay more to make more of these A18 Pros from TSMC, because remember, when Apple made these A18 Pros, the price was way under what it is right now. Prices in the last 2 years skyrocketed, made double. So it's going to cost Apple a lot more to make more of these CPUs. And you can trust and believe Apple is going to pass that price increase on to you, the consumer. So we're anticipating the prices of the MacBook Neos to go up. So that's what I was saying. If you're in the market, I would just get it now instead of later, because I think we're going to see a price increase on the MacBook Neo. Now, how much of a price increase? Who knows? I don't know. Could be $20, could be $100. We just don't know. But I can guarantee you it's going to go up. Not to mention, the price of these are going to go up on an aftermarket too. Like the price for a used one. If what happens when supply and demand, right? Supply is low, demand is high, price goes way up. So you could price, if you go on Swappa, Facebook Marketplace looking for a MacBook Neo, if you find a good deal on one, I would get one quick. And you could even find yourself in a rare position where you could almost find yourself in a MacBook Neo investment, which is rare because typically these material items decrease in value over time. If the supply is low, demand is high, you could buy one now, wait 3 or 4 months when they're really, really sold out, because I think they still have some that are in the larger storage configuration for sale. And even if they have some that are in the smaller storage configurations for sale, I can guarantee you they're running super low. You could even buy one now, sit on it for a few months, and then sell it and make a $100-$200 profit. It's always an idea. But yeah, that's why I have a MacBook up on my screen. Hey, what's going on? Appreciate you joining us today. Bradley, what's up, man? These chip companies are starting to hit a wall. 2 nanometers getting very close to the limit. I know. When are they going to stop? Like, when are they going to find that sweet spot? I think I saw 1.4. Who was it? TSMC. I think it was TSMC. They've already started building fabs to get ready to anticipate for the 1.4 nanometer orders. Now, TSMC has to plan years in advance, but couldn't. It's probably a week or two ago that I saw this. They've already started construction on buildings, on fabrication buildings that are going to produce 1.4 nanometer CPUs. And then I was thinking, well, damn, are we going to go down to 1 nanometer? Is it going to go down to 0.5 nanometers? I mean, obviously, you can't go to 0 nanometers. So I know, I'm like, where's this going in the next few years? Like, how small are we? At some point, you're not gonna be able to get any smaller. But 1.4, I've heard there's already people wanting orders for 1.4 nanometers for future projects. So that's how crazy the chip market is right now. It's insane. Now, a lot of the stuff going on in the Middle East, I didn't even know this. The helium that they use, that actually it's a vital ingredient for making these CPUs. So if the helium supply gets disrupted, you can see how it trickles down to the manufacturing of these CPUs. And if that gets disrupted, uh, phone sales get disrupted, right? So, you know, um, but yeah, we'll see. GPU performance can be jacked up a lot though too. Yeah, on the benchmark stuff, you mean?